Welcome back to the WickerShire project off-grid. Why are you crying on film? I just ate one of those little green hot peppers. Oh. It just feels like chewing on glass and fiberglass. Oh, my lips are burning. So this is one of those, I know it's hot. So we're not finding any eggs inside the coop, and because I come through this and I check everything, if you look in here, I gotta dig under the plants. See, that's the nest. This is where they're laying our eggs. I know what you're thinking. What happened to all the tomatoes and peppers? Well, even with the shade cloth up here, which is 30%, it was way too hot. Everything was dying and roasting. I had massive bug attacks on the eggplants here. This long vine here, that's a delicata squash. We got one off of it. There's a bunch of male flowers. I haven't got a female flower yet, so we only got one fruit. I lied. There's one down there. That's a great sign. That's a female delicata squash right there. All right, so I'll get a second one, and I'll show you what those look like. But most of this is all male flowers. Finally got another female on this big vine. But we had all the tomatoes here, and they were struggling. Some of these pots I couldn't move because they're vined up. Green Knight eggplant. I got a big old vine up here that's going to be full of beans or something soon. So I can't touch that, I can't pull it off. Bad news on all my melon plants. Again, the sun is just drying the pots out. So here is the, look how bad this is. We water, put about a half a gallon of water in these every day, and they're just struggling. They should be right up that vine, nice and tall and green. But the heat in Tennessee for these, my location, and the pots have sunken down halfway full. They need way more soil for next year. So again, we're learning. We were hoping we'd get something. Hearts of gold cantaloupe. I got one there, size of an orange. We harvested one of these blacktails. This is the third one. The second one's a lot bigger underneath the leaves here. Almost the size of a kickball or a soccer ball. It's about 3/4 of the way done. Probably next month it'll be ready. So I don't know if this is probably going to rot out. It's the only one that I had. I'm pretty upset. You know, that's pecked by the chickens. That's not bug damage. She's a good girl. That's Nugget. She wouldn't do that. Pepper production was awesome this year. We had tons. If you look in there, like I said, the peppers always do well. There's one there. Again, we don't know what's what. I'll bring you in here. Oh my God, this thing was giant. The chickens got it. This was a massive pepper. See what I'm saying? You can't have anything nice. There you go. Oh, she's going to be upset. I was saving that for the video. It was, you know, it was big. It's a really big pepper. I thought it was so high up the chickens couldn't get at it, but I guess they hopped up and pecked it. We didn't have any big sunflowers. These are all hand-sized. I thought this was going to be the mammoth. So, again, we're not going to win anything on those. And all the other sunflowers didn't get really big before they petered out. So these are done for the year. And the biggest one I got's about 8 inches across. It's not going to win anything for the competition. Massive pokeweed plants. That's a male flower, so I think this is done. You're not going to get anything out of this plant. I'll leave it here. Who knows? Looking down in here, it's a bunch of stuff growing. I might get another one. Don't know, but you can see how tough. And you know, this is from Nathan, my son, stepping on things when he comes in. This is the blackberry's first and second growth. There's a mix, but most of this is all the first year of growth. Next year we'll have tons of blackberries. We picked a bunch of tomatoes. So the tomatoes got hit really hard. They are all really rough shape. I moved them over underneath the shading. So once I did that, they're coming back. They're going green again, but all of them were cooking like this. They were just baking dry and just too much heat. They were just wilting. But we still got tomatoes coming back out of these. Green bean plant coming up. A couple more green beans growing. This one was a beautiful plant when I first got it. Had these beefsteaks on there. Gorgeous beefsteaks. This was like a blue-green plant when it first grew. Still has a dark hue to it. It's a really, I don't know what plant this is, what type of tomato plant. It is the prettiest thing I've ever seen. And once it got hit, we watered it. We came back the next day. It was dry as a bone. And everything was singed at about 12 o'clock. I pulled it over here, and it's coming back. I mean, it was burnt crisp like all this stuff. It was crispy. These type of tomatoes with the stripes on them, again, I don't know what they are. Not my favorite tomato. They were really acidic. A couple more greening up, coming through. A bunch of flowers. Again, these eggplants are struggling, but I got a bunch of flowers on them. Look, flea beetle damage, right? Cute little eggplant forming. More green beans. These are these different type of tomatillos. One got bug damage. Let's see, the size of a cherry. I ate one the other day, but they're pretty big. They're massive. So some of these are doing good. And the flavor on them was like a pineapple mixed with a lemon, mixed with a grape in texture. Got that grapey bite to it with the little lemony, limey, sweet flavor to them. I like them. They're all right. Not my favorite, but a good survival food in my opinion. Would I grow them next year? They're just taking up garden space, you know what I mean? It's more ornamental. It's not so much food production. It doesn't do well. It's like another green knight made it, so some more eggplant production. This is what I expect, you know what I mean? The birds leave these peppers alone. And there's a bunch forming down in there. And these, whatever these are, these are going to be hot. Hot, hot, hot. Really hot, hot, hot peppers. I am not looking forward to trying them. I'm not a hot pepper eater, but I am going to eat them eventually. I mean, I probably can try one on film right now. I'll get a big one. So I'm not sure what these are. I don't know if it's ripe. It has to go red. But take a bite of this. So I'm kind of scared. Oh, mosquitoes. Blood everywhere. Biting me. So we're going to try this. And wish me luck. Again, I don't know the Scoville unit on there. Bite the tip off here. Really green. Tongue's burning instantly. It's hot. It's like chewing on glass. Not my favorite thing to do. A little hotter than Tabasco. About twice as hot as Tabasco. Not too bad. I can handle it. That's about all I'm going to eat. I'm tapped. And I got a bunch of them. I'm going to give them out. It's not a good, not a good heat. Not a good heat at all. Spit that. The further up I got, the hotter it got. Oh, my eyes are watering. It's like breathing out fire. Oh my God. I'm not going to do that again. And we learned that these pots are going to need to be full of dirt. I bought the drip irrigation. I never installed it. We were just watering by hand. It's not a good thing when you got this kind of heat. Sitting on a black mat with black cloth bags. It doesn't work. It requires, for us, it requires about 60% shade cloth. Definitely 60% shade cloth. And if I ever had to put a tarp down again, I would put a lighter color. Something like a white or something. Because that black tarp over there gets really, really hot. And what we do is we just take this thing in, clean it up, take any funky stuff off. And we'll cut that near the base. And we'll just hang this from string. And we dry these out. It's gone to seed. So there's another type here. It's like a Genovese. This is like a lemon. We have one mammoth in the back. But Sharon's little thing here is overgrown. The elephant ears come and go. Like these leaves just keep replacing each other. You can see they dry and die out. And then new ones come up and replace it, but you can't see in there. These little personal delicata squashes, this is the first one we got. And it started to change color, so we pulled it off the vine. But that's about how big they get, maybe 8 inches across. Maybe a little bit bigger. They're personal squashes, you just cut them in half and bake them. Put some butter, I don't know, maybe cinnamon, a little bit of brown sugar, who knows. A little bit of salt when you cook it. Maybe salt and butter, something like that. Here we have some of our peppers drying that we have hung up. Just drying them out, seed saving. We'll pull the seeds out. We'll grind this up and we'll add it to meats and chicken and whatever. Here's a real pretty color of those jalapenos we picked. And again, they just keep coming the more we pick. There's a bunch more on the vines. It's the only pumpkin we got this year. So this is like a Connecticut field pumpkin. We got a, I think that's a mini jack pumpkin. This is the only other one. Last year we had maybe 50 to 60. As you can see, these came from God's garden. God did his own little work, gave us 2 pumpkins. We appreciate that. Is that done? Yeah, that's done. Give me that pepper, you. Again, I don't know what type these are, but it's starting to turn color, so good enough for me to say that it's done. Real pretty color assortment of peppers from earlier in the week. We've been cutting them up and eating them with our meals, just putting them on the side of the rice and the chicken and the pork. Really pretty. From Eric's house. It was green when we brought it home, but it is massive. I didn't grow anything the size of this. He's got a bunch on the vine this big. So Brittany wanted to bless us and share with us, so they gave us a bunch of these, and we appreciate them. This is just basically going to get cut up and sliced and put on a sandwich. Thanks for joining us for this short episode. We'll hope to catch you on the next one. We thought we'd do really well. It is what it is. We'll do better next year. We learned a lot.